So you're thinking of moving to Cambodia, but you've hit the biggest question of them all: Phnom Penh or Siem Reap? And if you ask 10 expats which city is better, you'll get 10 different answers. Phnom Penh residents will tell you Siem Reap is too small, and Siem Reap's residents will tell you Phnom Penh is just too chaotic. So in this video I'm going to see which city is better for expats, putting both the cities through 10 different rounds to see which one comes out on top. So let's start with the first round. Round 1 is cost of living, and Siem Reap does have a slight edge when it comes to this. Rent is genuinely cheaper, your money tends to stretch a little bit further, and that's even more so true if you're living outside the city centre. Housing, dining and transportation tends to be more affordable in Siem Reap, where a comfortable lifestyle can actually be maintained on a smaller budget. And Phnom Penh, as Cambodia's capital and economic centre, does offer more international services and entertainment options. But these advantages come with higher rental prices and overall everyday expenses. And don't get me wrong, both cities are affordable when compared to Western standards, but also it's worth mentioning Phnom Penh has more opportunities to actually spend your money, with just the sheer amount of restaurants, bars and shopping malls. So if you're looking for a lower cost of living in Cambodia, then this round has to go to Siem Reap. Now, round 2 is job opportunities, and this one isn't really close. I mean, Phnom Penh is Cambodia's business hub, with far more jobs in education, NGOs, corporate offices, startups and international companies. So if you move into Cambodia without a remote income, Phnom Penh gives you the best chance of actually finding work. And Siem Reap does have jobs too, but they're heavily focused on tourism, hospitality and the service industries, which is great if you want to work around the hotels and travel. But for most expats, Phnom Penh wins this round comfortably. And a good way I've heard before to describe these two cities when it comes to jobs: Phnom Penh is the place where people actually work, and Siem Reap is the place where people pretend they'll work sometime tomorrow. And now round 3, which is lifestyle and pace of life. And Siem Reap takes this one for me. Life here moves at a much slower pace. There are fewer traffic jams, less noise, and far less stress overall. And it's the kind of place where a quick trip to get coffee doesn't turn into an unexpected 45-minute adventure, where you're having to navigate through the traffic. But it's worth mentioning Phnom Penh is exciting and full of energy, but for some it can also feel chaotic and overwhelming at times. Siem Reap offers the more relaxed, laid-back lifestyle that many expats fall in love with. So if your goal is to enjoy life rather than rush through it, Siem Reap wins this round. But I'll say this: if you crave the big city lifestyle and energy, then I can understand why you'd pick Phnom Penh. But for me personally, Siem Reap is definitely more my speed, and also what I think most expats that escape the West prefer too. And now on to round 4, which is traffic and transportation. And Siem Reap wins by a landslide. I mean, in Siem Reap you can usually get across town within 10 to 15 minutes, and that's maximum. And the biggest traffic jam you'll encounter might just be a tour bus unloading tourists. Getting around is simple, cheap and relatively stress-free. Phnom Penh meanwhile, well, that place treats traffic as a daily endurance sport. A journey that looks like 10 minutes on the map can easily become 30 minutes during rush hour. And while both cities have plenty of tuk-tuks and ride-hauling apps like Grab for example, Siem Reap's smaller size makes getting around far easier, unless you secretly enjoy sitting in traffic. But since I'm guessing you don't, then this round goes comfortably to Siem Reap. And now we move on to round 5, which is food and restaurants. And you might find this one surprising considering how much I praise the food scene here in Siem Reap. But this one actually goes to Phnom Penh, because Siem Reap has some excellent restaurants and street stalls. But Phnom Penh simply has more of everything. More international cuisines, more trendy cafes, more hidden local spots, and far more choices when you're craving that something very specific late at night at 9 PM. And that's not a knock on Siem Reap's food scene. It's surprisingly good for a city its size. But Phnom Penh's larger population and international community have created a restaurant scene that can compete with cities much larger than itself. So if you're a foodie who loves variety, Phnom Penh takes this round. Round 6 is nightlife, and Phnom Penh wins here again. Because if you want rooftop bars, nightclubs, live music, cocktail lounges, and enough late night options to make your next morning, how do I say this, regrettable, then Phnom Penh has it all. The city stays busy long after the sun goes down, and carries on until it comes back up sometimes. But Siem Reap itself certainly isn't boring, especially around Pub Street. But the nightlife scene is smaller and more tourist focused. It's great for a fun night out, but if nightlife is an important part of your lifestyle, then Phnom Penh takes this round without much debate really. And now on to round 7, which is the expat community, and this one's actually surprisingly close. Phnom Penh has a larger expat population, which means more networking events, business connections, and social groups. No matter what you're into, there's probably a Facebook group, meetup, or happy hour completely dedicated to it. And Siem Reap's expat community, yes, it's smaller, but many people find it more tight-knit and welcoming. And after a few months, you'll start recognising the same faces everywhere you go. So if you want a bigger network overall, Phnom Penh wins. But if you want a stronger sense of community, Siem Reap has the advantage. And for me personally, I prefer the smaller community vibe, so I'm going to give this round to Siem Reap. Round 8 is healthcare and convenience, and Phnom Penh takes the win here. I mean, as the capital city, it has the best hospitals, international clinics, specialists, shopping malls, supermarkets, and pretty much every service in the entire country really, because whatever you need, chances are you can find it in Phnom Penh, and probably have it delivered to your door by lunchtime. It is worth saying that Siem Reap covers the basics well, but for more specialised healthcare or certain products and services, you may find yourself wishing you were in Phnom Penh. And that's not a deal breaker for most expats because Phnom Penh isn't too far from Siem Reap, and you can even take a flight there if need be. But when convenience matters, the capital does come out on top here, so I'll give this round to Phnom Penh. Now on to round 9, which is things to do. And again, this is another close one, because Phnom Penh offers shopping malls, museums, riverfront walks, huge nightlife scene, so many different events, and a constant stream of new places to explore. There's always something happening. Whether you're looking for culture, entertainment, or just an excuse to leave the house, Phnom Penh has that all covered. And again, although Siem Reap may be smaller, it has one huge advantage, and that's the incredible Angkor Wat and all the surrounding temples. And then you add in countryside adventures, cycling routes, so many cafes, and a thriving tourism scene, you'll never be bored. But again, if you prefer overall variety, then Phnom Penh wins. And I'd say if you prefer quality over quantity, then Siem Reap makes a very strong case. So I think this round is technically a draw because it depends on the individual and what they're looking for in things to do really. Because I've heard before people say Siem Reap gets boring after a while. But I think that's just the type of person they are, and less what the actual city offers. And finally, we move on to round 10, which is the dating scene. And Phnom Penh has a slight advantage here, simply because it's a much bigger city, which means more people, more expats, more locals, and more opportunities to meet someone. Whether through dating apps, social events, or just bumping into them at your favourite coffee shop. But also, Siem Reap isn't exactly lacking in romance. It's just the dating pool is far smaller, and you'll quickly discover that everybody seems to know everyone. And that's great if you're looking for a close-knit community, but less great if you're trying to avoid your ex at a local trivia night. So for sheer numbers and variety, Phnom Penh takes this round, in my opinion. So, after 10 rounds, the winner is, well, it kinda depends on what life you want. But if we're keeping score, then Phnom Penh did win more rounds. So on paper, the capital does come out ahead. But here's the twist. Many expats who could live anywhere in Cambodia still choose Siem Reap. And why is that, you might ask? It's because life there is simply easier. Less traffic, less stress, lower costs, and a pace of life that makes you wonder why you ever spent 2 hours a day commuting. And Phnom Penh may win on points, but Siem Reap wins plenty of hearts. In the end, the best city isn't the one with the most advantages, it's the one that matches the lifestyle you're looking for. So to break it down who should choose which city based on the type of person you are, let me quickly do just that, starting with, because if you're the type of person who enjoys having options, Phnom Penh is probably the better fit. It's ideal for expats looking for job opportunities, a larger social scene, better healthcare, more restaurants, and a nightlife scene that doesn't go to bed at 10 PM. There's always something happening, and if you thrive on energy and convenience, then the capital city delivers. Phnom Penh is also the better choice for people who want the most modern lifestyle in Cambodia. Yes, you'll deal with more traffic and a faster pace of life, but in return you'll have access to nearly everything you can think of. If you enjoy city living and don't mind a little chaos mixed into your daily routine, Phnom Penh is likely your winner. So it's probably best for career-focused expats who want convenience and enjoy the big city energy lifestyle. But Siem Reap is perfect for expats who value quality of life over big city conveniences. So if your idea of a good day involves short commutes, friendly faces, lower stress levels, and being home before rush hour even exists, Siem Reap will feel like a paradise. The city has a relaxed atmosphere that's hard to find in many places these days. It's especially appealing for retirees, remote workers, digital nomads, and anyone who wants a slower pace of life. You may have to give up some of the conveniences and opportunities that come with living in the capital, but you'll gain a close-knit community, lower cost of living, and the incredible bonus of having Angkor Wat practically in your backyard. So if you're looking for a lifestyle rather than being on the career ladder, Siem Reap may well be the better choice. And finally, here's the truth not many people mention. Most expats end up actually liking both cities. Phnom Penh and Siem Reap aren't really rivals as much as they're two completely different lifestyles. Many people start in Phnom Penh for the jobs, opportunities and excitement, then eventually move to Siem Reap when they decide they'd rather spend less time in traffic and more time enjoying life. Others try it the other way around with Siem Reap first, then get bored after a while and head to Phnom Penh looking for more action. The good news is that Cambodia is small enough that you're never truly stuck with your choice. A short flight or a few hours on a bus can take you from one city to the other. So instead of worrying about picking the perfect city, focus on which one fits your life right now, because chances are at some point you'll end up spending time in both of them anyway. So there you have it, Phnom Penh versus Siem Reap, the big city against the laid-back city, the place where your biggest problem is traffic versus the place where your biggest problem is deciding which cafe to work from today. Neither city is perfect, but that's also part of their charm. And if you've lived in either Phnom Penh or Siem Reap, let me know in the comments below which one you prefer and why.